some background effect. Okay. Now let me. इधर रिकॉर्डिंग भी कर लेंगे आप लेक्चर जिसने मिस कर लिया वो भी ले ले keep on educating myself as well. This is the ethics and these are your lecture notes, right? इतना सारा देखें. ओके. एग्जाम्पल से ना चीज आसान हो जाती है समझना, वरना फिलॉसफी तो बंदे को मार देती है, इतनी सख्त चीज है, बंदे को सर में दर्द होता है. तो मैं हमेशा आई प्रेफर द फाइल दैट इज मोर एलेबोरेटिव एंड मोर सॉर्ट ऑफ एग्जाम्पल्स. आप नाराज तो नहीं है 0.5, वो मैं कहीं और एडजस्ट कर दूंगा आपके. हाँ, दिल बड़ा होना चाहिए ना, दिल छोटा तो नहीं होना चाहिए. छोटे लोगों का छोटा दिल होता है. वो एक मैंने मेरी मेरी हाँ, क्या क्या आसमान होना चाहिए. क्या बात है. देखें, तो वो मैंने एक मेरी स्टूडेंट थी, उसका 1 नंबर काट लिया. शी डिडंट अटेंडेड माय 3 नेक्स्ट कमिंग अपकमिंग क्लासेस, 3 or 4, and I was like, and she used to sit in the corridor but never used to come. Then I made a sort of warning letter for all those who were not coming to the class, and then she came to the class. Just for 1 number you did this. So whenever I educate my student, I say them, your personality is not your numbers. Don't do that to yourself. You are beyond that. Don't limit yourself to the numbers. Till here, it's like 15 years of my career, right? Nobody have seen my transcript up till now. Nobody has seen my numbers. No one. It is the end. It is the last degree that they require, and they straight away say, what's your expectation for the salary? Let's cut that. Cut your expectation. And if you want, for example, 50,000, you will quote him 1 lakh. So they will cut you to 50,000. You must be ready for that. So expectations are very high, but the real world is very different. So numbers affect you. Yes, it affect a bit in scholarships. In scholarships, you need good numbers. एडमिशन भी आपके हो जाते हैं 70% में भी यूनिवर्सिटीज कर लेती हैं आपके एडमिशन. सो दैट इज नॉट अ बिग प्रॉब्लम. तो बस यही एक इशू है, बाकी तो आई डोंट थिंक सो नंबर्स का कोई पूछता भी नहीं है. इट्स योर कैलिबर. Beyond that, culture yourself. Culture yourself. You have to guide the whole society. It's the burden on your shoulders, right? No, in Pakistan, I think so, not more than 1 or 2% of the whole community reaches to universities. Not more than 1-2%. Say 5%, but not more than that. Okay. Bachelors को भी डाल दो, 5%, 6% लोग भी नहीं आते. So उनको गाइड करना. Our leader Qaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, he emphasized that in politics only those will come who are literate. But now see, 99% are people who do not deserve the seats are sitting in the parliaments and in the areas of responsibility. That is not good. That is why we are going towards the destruction, right? So this is all happening and you are witnessing our society sitting here. My God. क्या करें जी, क्या करें. रोना तो बड़ा आता है लेकिन क्या करें. You cannot do something for your society. That's more, and you can do it. You know that. A thing that you cannot do it is okay, I cannot do it, but you can do something for your society and you cannot do it. That is really, pinching your heart, that I could have done better for my society. So literate are those people who are cultured and who are the one society is going to follow. Here it is all ulta. We have to follow those illiterate because they are on the seats of responsible. This is the problem of our society. Okay, Ji. So applied science is so-called practical ethics is the application of ethics to real world. Okay, real world problems. Okay, practical ethics attempts to answer the question how people should act in specific situations. So it means every person has his own philosophy. Real world challenges are always different from person to person, right? So the knowledge, the contemporary knowledge gives you the edge to decide what's better for you. Okay. For example, it is ethical for a business owner to bluff during negotiations with another company, or is it? Sorry, is it? It's a question that can we bluff someone through negotiation? Or is it moral permissible for a doctor to engage in mercy killing? If somebody is not getting up from his bed and he's really, in chronical problem, should the doctor kill him? Maybe सुसाइड में ही था. सो आजकल तो ये कंटेम्प्रेरी प्रॉब्लम है ना. सो a terminal cancer patient begs to be put on out of her mercy. So what do you say? Should we kill the person? No. अपनी मर्जी. उसकी मर्जी है. If he wants, then बहुत पेन होता है ना और terminal cancer patient. Now here the concept of religion comes. That's a higher concept, that if you be patient at the time of grief, the reward is there for you. That is meta ethics, right? Ethics based on values. जो philosophy है ना वेस्टर्न, उसमें तो रिलीजन को निकाल दिया उन्होंने. गेट आउट. रिमेन टिल द चर्च. डोंट जी. तो अब प्रॉब्लम ये है कि अब हमारा दिमाग इससे ज्यादा कैलकुलेट कर ही नहीं सकता. compute our mind can compute a limit, and mind is now guiding us that this person must be killed because we cannot cure him or her. I mean, it's the limitation. Let's say it like that. It is the limitation. It is the occupational hazard. It is the hazard of this subject ethics, that it has its limitation, especially when you're talking about Western philosophy. Okay. Hmm. Because in ethics, there is no good. No good and no bad. You're very. Ethics. It's the society will do what they want anyway. The point of ethic is that if everybody keeps on building his own ethics, then society will not be run. So they're making a standard. They're making a standard from the subjective. From the subjective perspective, then it will become the community perspective. Then if a person have own religious thought, then ethics is under the religion. Like no, the Western philosopher says no. But philosophy is the Western philosopher says that religion is under ethics. That's why in social sciences you have political sciences, right? And IR and public relations and religion, theology. So it is in the same line of all the other knowledges. You keep it in the same line. So this is how they have made this world. Right now we are living in a world that is based on the Western philosophy. Okay. Medical ethics, business ethics, engineering ethics are alike of branches of applied ethics. Applied ethics is more specific than normative ethics. ठीक हो गया? And what is normative ethics? The end result or good and bad? Okay. Which is a branch of philosophy that develops moral theories, such as ethics for care or deontology, about how people should behave. Practical ethics is also different from meta ethics, a branch of philosophy that asks questions about the nature of ethics, such as what is morality at the higher level. Okay, so it doesn't see the morality, it sees what ought to be. So what Western philosophy is all about? What ought to be. Mhm. For example, ethics in real life. अच्छा ये थोड़ा सा ना अ, एक उसने तस्वीर दी है. Should I go this way or that way? It's always two ways, right? In ethics. So you have to decide on every single junction where to go and where not to. So you are pushing too much human beings to decide what is right and wrong in every single sphere of life. It will become difficult for them, but it is how it is. Ethic refers to the field of study of philosophy. अच्छा इसमें कोई एग्जांपल देखते हैं. अंडरस्टैंडिंग. अच्छा मैं आपको थोड़ा थोड़ा हर जगह से पढ़ा रहा हूँ, आपने डिस्टर्ब नहीं होना. मैं आपका एक माइंडसेट बिल्ड कर रहा हूँ, ठीक है. बाकी आप इसमें से जितना पढ़ना चाहें आपकी मर्जी. इट इज फॉर योर इंटरेस्ट. तो पेजेस को देख के घबराना नहीं है, ठीक है. आपने अपना थ्योरी डेवलप करनी. ओके. तो मुझे जो इंटरेस्टिंग लगती है मैं डाल देता हूं आपके लिए. ओके. ओके. सो यूजिंग आर्ग्यूमेंट्स फ्रॉम एनोलॉजी. एनोलॉजी, व्हाट इज एनोलॉजी? Comparison, comparing with the comparing a fruit. If the comparing how could we make an analogy that if the fruit is sweet, for example, if the fruit is sweet, the plant is healthy. It is an indication. So you are making analogy basis on our experience, right? For example, it is said that the advanced study of applied ethics based on the methods of analogies begins with the American philosopher Judith Jarvis Thompson's. His articles, A Defense of Abortion, which he published in 1971. Through an analogy mentioned in the though through an analogy mentioned in his article, he claimed that abortion should be permissible. Let's see. Even if the unborn has the right to survive, as claimed by one who opposes the idea of abortion. Her analogy highlights various moral considerations related to the issues of abortion. Even though the conclusion drawn from the analogy is still a topic of discussion, it's not, you know, it's not a law. Ethics is not a law. E is equal to mc square is law. Hmm? Carbon dioxide, two particles of CO2. CO2 कैसे बनता है? वो दो को मिला के बन जाते हैं ना CO2. कार्बन को और ऑक्साइड को मिलाते हैं, हाँ. तो उससे क्या बन जाता है? ऑक्सीजन, वाटर बन जाता है, सॉरी. CO2 को मिलाएंगे तो क्या बनेगा? पानी बन जाएगा ना. दिस इज लॉ. Here there is the debate is always open. What is right and what is wrong? Okay. Which he okay जी, चलें आगे चलें. वो एक बंदा था. There was a person who had the knowledge of uh, logic subject. He was experienced logic subject in the subject of logic, mantik. ठीक है, उस पे उसको बड़ा अबूर था, सब्जेक्ट है ना लॉजिक, ठीक है. If A is equal to C and C is equal to A, then B is equal to C, for example. Okay, तो it makes a try का. तो उसको लॉजिक बड़ी अच्छी आती थी. तो वो he was on a sea voyage with a a small, there was a small ship. He was sitting with the person who was, driving him to some place, and he said, do you know the logic? Do you know what logic is? He said, no. He was just a layman. He was kind of a मजदूर था ना वो. उसने कहा जी मुझे तो लॉजिक नहीं आती, I don't know logic. So he said, then your life is just meaningless. And at that time, the the ship started sinking, and the person said, do you know how to swim? He said, no, I don't know. Then he said that your life is meaningless. Now I will save my life and you drown with your logic. You, so no, so everything has its its limits points. Wake up, you wake up in the morning, find you. Acha, there is an example that he is giving in this article. तो मेरे लिए भी इसको समझना बहुत मुश्किल है, बट आई विल प्रेजेंट इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू. आपने मुझे गाइड करना है व्हाट एग्जैक्टली ही वांट्स टू से. ओके, you wake up in the morning, find yourself back to back in bed with an unconscious violinist. एक बंदा बजा रहा है तुम्हारे कॉन्शियस में, एक वॉयलिनिस्ट बैठा हुआ है, और वो वॉयलिन अब ये किसकी तरफ इशारा कर रहा है? कभी कभी मुझे लगता है वो गॉड की तरफ इशारा कर रहा है, कभी कभी मुझे ऐसे लगता है वो नेचर की तरफ इशारा कर रहा है. अब आप बताएं मुझे क्या है क्या नहीं. ठीक है, एज इफ यू आर लिसनिंग अ साउंड ऑफ वॉयलिन. ठीक है, इसका समझ आ गया वसीम आपको? अनकॉन्शियस. हाँ. A famous unconscious violinist. He has been found to have a fatal kidney ailment. Who is listening the violin? He has a fatal kidney ailment. उसका किडनी खराब है. Now he will listen to the violin, or he will, वो अपने किडनी की तरफ ध्यान करेगा. वो कुछ ऐसी बात अब करने लगे आगे. And Society of Music Lover has canvassed all the available medical records and found that you alone have the right blood type to help. Then they therefore kidnapped you. उस बंदे को किडनैप किया उन्होंने. अजीब सी मिसाल नहीं? And last night the violinist circulatory system was plugged into yours so that your kidneys can be used to extract poison from his blood as well as your own. क्या समझ में आई? क्या समझ में? दोबारा पढ़ू. एक वॉयलिनिस्ट है. हाँ. हाँ. Unconscious. He's very famous. Like he has fatal to kidney ailment. Okay. So he needs a specific blood type, and so they kidnapped you. They kidnapped you to bring the blood to him and to like help him. So is it moral or not? I think so. What he wants to say, they have therefore kidnapped you, and the last night the violinist circulatory system was plugged into yours, so that your kidney can be used to extract poisons from his blood as well as your own. ठीक है? The director of the hospital now tells you, look, we are sorry, the Society of Music Lovers did this to you. We would never have permitted it if we had known. क्या चीज? If we had known कि उसकी बॉडी भी शायद पॉइजनस होगी उसकी वजह से. उसने जो ही उसने जो उसका इलाज किया है, प्लग किया है उसका ब्लड. ठीक है, चलो देखते हैं आगे क्या कहते हैं. बट स्टिल दे डिड इट, एंड वॉयलिनिस्ट नाउ इज प्लग इनटू यू. टू अनप्लग यू वुड बी टू किल हिम. अच्छा, the problem is now that your kidney is plugged with the violinist kidney. He will wash your blood and his blood as well. Now you are attached with him. Now you are not free. So the society of the music lovers say that we did it to save him. Okay, अजीब सी मिसाल है. But never mind, it's only for 9 months. अब पहुंचे हो? अब पहुंचे? So the God has plugged the mother wombs, huh? Plugged the mother womb with the clot that is gonna become a human being for 9 months, like it or not. So he is dependent on you. He is stuck with you. You are stuck with him for 9 months. He is making sort of an example. Okay. By then, we will have recovered from his ailment and can safely be unplugged from you. Okay. It's just for 9 months. So don't worry. After 9 months, you will be free. Hmm? Now, what would you do in this situation? Is it morally right for you to stay in that situation because you never wanted it? So this decision that you should have a baby or not is basically, it's your prerogative, not the violinist or not the music lover society. That's not their prerogative. It's your prerogative because at the end of the day, you have to face 9 months, right? So that example he gives to justify that abortion is the right, because the pain she is gonna take in her life for 9 months is very much sort of limiting her abilities in terms of moving, in terms of being active. You are responsible for someone else. Why would you do that to yourself if you are not ready for it? पता नहीं, अब यही मिसाल है, मैं क्या करूं. अच्छा जी, where are we? There. Now that either here, two, two here, this one. अच्छा नहीं नहीं, ये नहीं पढ़ा अभी. Now that you, हाँ ठीक है ठीक है, you are right, you are right. What if you had to stay in that condition with the violinist for the entire life? फिर क्या बनता तुम्हारा? All the people have the right to survive. Here he comes up with this maxim. This is sort of a maxim. Do you know what maxim is? Maxim is something universal law. Maxim. Okay. So this is the maxim that Sir, क्या नाम है इनका? सर जूडिथ जार्विस थॉमसन ने हमें ये बताया कि हर बंदे का राइट है कि वो सरवाइव करे. Both you and the violinist have the right to live. If you choose to stay in this position, you are choosing the other person's life over your own life, because being in that position put your life at risk. Okay? So nobody is allowed to put your life into risk until and unless you do not decide yourself. क्या करें और क्या ना करें? If we consider the argument of the right to survival, it would be ethically wrong for you to unplug yourself from the body of the violinist. ठीक है? अगर तो एथिकली, एथिक्स वेथिक्स को पीछे रखो भाई, मैंने एथिक्स का क्या करना है? अचार बनाना है जब मेरी अपनी जिंदगी खतरे में. जब आपकी जिंदगी खतरे में होती है ना, सारे एथिक्स वेथिक्स भूल जाते हो. ऐसे है कि नहीं? हम्म. आई मीन आई कैन नॉट फाइट विद द लॉयन. क्या नहीं? Am I that good to fight with the lion? But if my kid is in danger, I will not leave that lion. I will strike with my full strength. I will pick ना. तो क्या है? फिर आपने एथिक्स नहीं देखना कि फिर मैंने अपने बच्चे को बचाना है ना. सो अब यहाँ पर जो प्रायोरिटी है वो देखी जाएगी. ठीक है. आई मीन ये तो सर कह रहे हैं, मैं क्या करूं? जो कह रहे हैं मैं तो वो आपको पढ़ा रहा हूँ. अच्छा. So if we consider the argument to the ओके, तो हमने क्या निकाला इसे? द कंक्लूजन इज हाउ the conclusion is however criticized by many people. अच्छा, चले जी, एक तो ये है कि कॉन्सेंट ऑफ, उसमें क्या क्या प्रॉब्लम्स आ रही हैं कंक्लूजन में, जो डिसएनोलॉजीज है ना, इस इफ द नॉलेज इज नॉट राइट, दैट इज अ डिसएनोलॉजी। वो ये कह रही है कि दिस एग्जांपल इज नॉट वर्किंग। सर ने जो हमें एग्जांपल दिए ना, क्या नाम है इनका, थॉमस ने, जो इट्स नॉट राइट, इट हैज सम फ्लॉज इन इट, ठीक है। पहला क्या है कि कॉन्सेंट ऑफ दैट पर्सन। In this story, you were not asked whether you want to attach or not. You were kidnapped. This shows that you are victim. Okay. However, if the pregnant lady is aware and the sex is consensual, consensual का क्या मतलब बनेगा? Allowed, then it can be considered that the pregnant lady does share some responsibility. Allowed है कि नहीं है? तो ये तो मेरा ख्याल है एग्जैक्टली वही बात कर रहे हैं जो थॉमस कर रहे हैं। थॉमस भी ये कह रहे हैं ना कि एवरीबॉडी हैज द राइट, कि ही वांट्स टू प्रोड्यूस और नॉट, ठीक है।
In the story, it's like you're kidnapped. Then most people, when they are doing sex or whatever, they know they're not stupid that when you have sex, you'll have a baby. And so it is also the woman's responsibility. In some way.
So if you are not asking the consent of the lady, it's like you are kidnapping her.
Like,
I mean, keeping my place, I'm a very hardcore type of a person. I cannot live without babies. You know, if my wife says that, okay, we're gonna marry, but we're not gonna have a baby, I'm gonna say her bye bye. तुम्हारे लिए तुम्हारी, because you know I need my legacy to continue. So then I thought that 3 babies are not enough. I started teaching in university. Now you are my legacy. I will not die. वसीम, तुम मेरी लेगेसी हो। मैं मर भी गया ना, मैं मर भी गया ना, आई एम स्टिल अलाइव इन वसीम। वसीम है ना तुम्हारा नाम। आई एम नॉट गोना डाई। दैट्स व्हाई आई यूज दिस प्रोफेशन टू लिव फॉरएवर। दिस इज हाउ आई मेक माय फिलॉसफी ऑफ एटर्नल लाइफ। इज दैट लवली फॉर यू? इट्स वर्किंग फॉर मी। दिस कीप्स मी इंटैक्ट with this noble, क्या कहेंगे उसको, जो आपका नोबल कॉज कहेंगे, या जो जो भी आपकी प्रैक्टिस है। तो दिस इज हाउ फॉर मी थिंग्स आर वर्किंग। ओके,
But then, in your opinion, if there is a woman and she's like raped, and she's raped, and because of this rape she has a baby, then is it okay for her to abort the baby?
according to Thomas, yes. According to Thomas, yes, but again, if our parents were reluctant, how would be here? We won't be here sitting with each other. So everything has its pros and cons, you know. अगर हमारे पेरेंट्स भी यही सोचना शुरू कर देते कि our life is more preferable, why should we go undergo pain? पेन ही है ना, और क्या है, ठीक है। अपनी रेलगाड़ी के पीछे एक और डब्बा, उसके ऊपर एक और, तो इंजन तो जोर ही लगाई जा रहे हैं, ठीक है। सो आई वाज फ्री, आई वाज व्हेन आई मैरिड, आई मेड माई सेल्फ रिस्पॉन्सिबल। तो अब now I have a family, you know, I have to feed them. I am again overburdened. You know, in our societies, it's all the men. You owe the men, right? So men are the one who are gonna give them whole shelter, food, and clothes. All three are the responsibility of. This is how our society works, you know. So we welcome, you know, our female side of the society if they want to work, but taking care of that they are not working because of some majburi. मजबूरी को क्या कहेंगे इंग्लिश में? सम सॉर्ट ऑफ इमरजेंसी। हमारी सोसाइटी में हम लेकिन बहरहाल, हैविंग सेड दैट, आवर सोसाइटी इज नॉट लाइक दैट। ठीक है, तो आप देखते हैं कितनी बैगरी है। बैगरी बहुत ज्यादा हो गई है ना, बहुत ज्यादा। ये पहले इतनी नहीं थी, अब बहुत ज्यादा हो गई है। इट्स टू मच नाउ, सो इट्स नॉट गुड। सो एथिक्स भी कमजोर हो जाए तो उससे भी सोसाइटी को नुकसान होता है। रिलेशन बिटवीन द इन्वॉल्व्ड मेंबर्स, इसको पढ़ लीजिएगा, अगर समझ आता है तो ठीक है। अच्छा जी, आगे क्या है? बेयर डिफरेंस आर्ग्यूमेंट। Two brothers, brother A and brother B, decide to kill their cousin because they have to share a large share of inherited property with him. कजन को मार दिया ब्रदर ए और ब्रदर बी ने मिलके। वसीम को आज नींद आ रही है, और बड़ी सख्त आ रही है। नींद आ रही है आपको? हम्म मिड टर्म में तो ऐसे इसकी नींद उड़ी हुई थी सर। मैंने कहा क्या हुआ? आई डोंट नो एनीथिंग। हो जाएगा पेपर। नो सर, बट देन आई कॉल्ड विवेक, यार समझाओ इसको, यार कुछ करो इसका। सो यू नो, अभी तुम्हें नींद आ रही है ना? हम्म अच्छा, वी हैव कोई यू डिडंट ब्रिंग योर असाइनमेंट। आई गेव यू वन असाइनमेंट। The next, I would prefer that mm, you work on ethical theories. वो मैंने एक वेबसाइट दी, बड़ी मजे की है, उसमें वीडियोस भी हैं, बड़ी मजे मजे की वीडियोस हैं, छोटी छोटी वीडियोस हैं, जबरदस्त। उसमें वो सारी एथिकल थ्योरीज लिखी हुई हैं। सो यू नो, डू इट। ओके। हम्म
The second one or the first one? Because I think we all uploaded our assignments on LMS.
ओके, सो यू हैव डन विद इट। वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड। हाँ, मैंने उस दिन आपको दिया भी था, उसी दिन मैंने आपको, हाँ। सो यू हैव अपलोडेड। ओके ओके। नाउ वी हैव टू अंडरगो। अच्छा, प्रोजेक्ट्स जो है ना, वो अगले हफ्ते से देना शुरू कर दे। सिक्योर योर 15 मार्क्स। दैट्स अ 15। परेशान नहीं होना पुत्र, तूने पहला काम ये करना है कि परेशान, तू परेशान हो जाता है। ठीक है, तुमने कोई भी एथिकल वैल्यूज इन एनी रिलीजन, इफ इट्स योर रिलीजन, वेरी गुड, इट वुड बी इजी फॉर यू। वरना किसी और रिलीजन पे कर लो। ठीक है, हमारा प्रोजेक्ट है, डिग डीप इनटू इट। ये तो बहुत अच्छा है, बहुत अच्छा। ये क्या करूंगा, ये तो मजा आ गया। और इस और इससे काम our project is based on the ethical values in any religion. If you want to work on your religion, but it should not replicate, everybody doing his presentation on, for example, ethical value in Christianity, then it would be, repeating. So you do not do the same thing. Okay, so send me the Excel sheet writing your name and your topics today. Okay, वसीम, परेशान नहीं होना। इमरान खान क्या कहता है? इमरान खान क्या कहता है? आपने घबराना नहीं, सब लोग घबराए हुए। ठीक है, so what is the next story? The two brother want to kill a cousin because they're gonna inherit some sort of inheritance big। समझ आई? केस समझ आ गया? केस सिनेरियो, आर यू विद मी वसीम? ओके। Brother A throws his cousin into a pool। Okay, knowing he does not only swim, he does not know how to swim, and brother B lets his cousin drown in the pool। Okay, the only difference, the bare difference between the act of the two brothers is that one killed the cousin while the other let the cousin die। So do you think he is sinful, brother B? He could have stopped him, don't do that, but he didn't. So is he sinful? Is he? No, I don't think so. It was his business. If he killed, he is responsible. But from the inheritance, he will be also benefiting. So now he is sinful. He did it on purpose. Let's see what the writer says. Here, the bare difference argument would be, is brother A more morally wrong, or brother, or both are equally wrong? The answer to this question can guide up to the determine that is there exist any moral difference? Suppose after evaluation, अब मैं इधर आ गया, ठीक है? Suppose, अच्छा ठीक है, हमारा काम कर रहा है ना प्रोजेक्टर. Suppose after evaluating some argument, it is claimed that there does not exist any moral difference between killing someone and letting someone die. You can save someone, right? And it's a guilt. You cannot live with the guilt. मुझे अच्छी तरह याद है. It was the corona's first wave. Okay, a policeman called me. I was sitting in my room. There was no fun outside. It was such a horrific scene when I recall my memory that there was a lockdown and nobody was allowed to leave the house, right? तो उसने मुझे कहा तुम्हारे प्लाजे में एक बिल्ली फंसी हुई है. I had a plaza, I had a building, and the policeman said that I can hear a cat meowing in your plaza. So free her. And nobody was allowed to go outside the house. So I thought that there may be many holes in the building. She will get out herself. But after 4 months or 6 months, when I came, I saw the disgusting dead body of that cat. It was a guilt. I kept on, asking from the people what might be the उसका नहीं उसका क्या मैं कर सकता हूँ, what might be the remedy of my guilt. तो किसी ने मुझे कहा देख दे दो चावल की, गरीबों में बांट दो. I did that as well, पर फिर भी गिल्ट अंदर से मुझे खाई जा रहा है. Because in our theology, even a cat, even any single animal who has done some wrong to other animal will be recreated, regenerated at the day of judgment, and then that animal will take his revenge from that specific animal who insulted him in this world, and then they all will be disappeared. This is a sort of a theology that is working in my mind, right? So I was thinking that if that cat gets alive, she's not going to leave me. It's not going to leave me. Okay. अच्छा जी. So here the bear. अच्छा थक तो नहीं गए हो? थक गए हो थोड़ा सा पढ़ के चलो खत्म करते हैं. Here the bare difference argument would be, is brother A more morally wrong? ये पढ़ लिया ना हमने. Suppose after evaluating some argument, it is claimed that there does not exist any moral difference. ये भी पढ़ लिया. अच्छा ये क्या लिखा हुआ है? इसका मैंने वो लिखा हुआ, इसका मतलब ये है, इसका मैंने मतलब लिखा था. I think it is again जो killing से related है. The painless killing of a patient suffering from an incurable and painful disease. Okay. Where is my lecture? Where is the word point? This one. Yes. So अच्छा both. अच्छा वो कहते हैं कि एओथोनीजिया, एओथोनीजिया है ना?
Euthanasia. Euthanasia.
Euthanasia. Okay.
Euthanasia. English
is very terrible language. Its sounds are very terrible. You have to follow the exact biblical approach. PUT put, but PUT put and BUT but. हालांकि spelling एक है. Okay. So euthanasia is an act of killing a patient painlessly. ठीक है. Eunesia raises a moral dilemma that is it right to kill patient or let the patient die on its own due to ailment. ठीक है? Both the method discussed above can help evaluating the various moral consideration associated with each moral dilemma. This can help the philosophers to analyze and evaluate the ethical problems. चले जी, पढ़ लेना, पढ़ना हो तो पढ़ लेना. वो कहते हैं कि पुअर जो है, अप्लाइड साइंसेज में एक और एग्जांपल है, इज पुअर is helping poor right or wrong? What do you say? I But in a larger canvas it is wrong. It is, for example, if I give tip to someone, it means that his owner is not paying him well. His owner must fulfill the responsibility. So because he is not fully filling his responsibility, we are paying the poor his right in a very degraded manner. It's not a good thing to beg, right? So there are some flaws, and that, again ethic comes and it says right and wrong. Okay, तो उसको देख लेना, पढ़ लेना, जितना पढ़ सको, टेंशन नहीं लेनी. अच्छा, ओके. सो ये आखिर में देख लेते हैं हम. अच्छा, देयर आर सबसेट्स ऑफ एथिक्स, लीगल एथिक्स, काइंड्स ऑफ एथिक्स. ओके. ओके, एथिक्स में कितनी ब्रांचेस और हैं अप्लाइड एथिक्स में? ओके. Legal ethics involve formulating or analyzing the ethical code of conduct that governs the moral issue related to legal ethics. Legal ethics ensure the regulation of the behavior of the people working in the legal sector. जो legal framework होता है ना किसी भी society का. For example, if you break the if you drive on the red light, cross the road on the red light, it had its repercussion on you, right? They will, give you the चालान. ओके. सो ये लीगल जो है ना एथिक्स, वो भी अप्लाइड एथिक्स में आती है. ओके. देन देयर इज अ बायो एथिक, मेडिकल एथिक. It is concerned with resolving the moral issues related to life science. Okay. For example, issues related to using people for research purpose. एनिमल्स को यूज किया जाता है ना रिसर्च पर्पस के लिए, काटा पीटा जाता है, इंसानों को भी काटा जाता है. एक्सपेरिमेंटिंग on the animals for testing new drugs, euthanasia. It is also involved evaluating ethical issues related to various clinical trials. So is it sort of a wrong thing or right? And research in the medical sector, bioethics involves evaluating several questions like whether performing an abortion is right or wrong. Again ये इसमें आ जाता है, बायोमेथिक में, एथिक्स में आएगा ना. Okay, is mercy killing morally right? वही है ना कि kill me please, I am so ill that I am now want to die. Okay, तो ये mercy killing में आ जाएगा. Is it right or not? Should marijuana, मर जाना पता है ना क्या है, drugs, be legalized? फायदा तो है ना ड्रग्स का. मेडिकल फायदे भी हैं इसके, ठीक है, लेकिन इसको लीगलाइज कर दें तो फिर हर बंदा शुरू हो जाएगा. तो ये उसमें आ जाता है. दूर रहो भाई, दूर रहो, मैं नहीं कह रहा कि ये करो. ये ना हो आप सब शुरू हो जाओ. ठीक है. बिजनेस एथिक्स. बिजनेस एथिक्स भी है ना, ठीक है, वो हमने पढ़े भी थे वर्क प्लेस में, क्या बिजनेस एथिक्स होने चाहिए. इसमें देख लें, ठीक है. आई चूज बिजनेस एथिक्स. The occurrence of various issues like discrimination, nepotism, harassment at the workplace is also dealt in business ethics. Okay, so business environment should be healthy. House environment should be healthy. If we are living in a house and we are fighting with each other, if I have the ability to earn 2 rupees, I will earn 1 rupees. because of the fight in my house. It's gonna affect my efficiency. This is my way of thinking. So if my housemates give me consoling effect, welcoming effect in my house, I will try to earn 4 rupees for their consolement. So don't make life of others sort of hell because you are in position to make it. Don't do that. Okay. Environmental ethics. Okay. Now the problem of global warming, right? Rise of sea level. There was a meteorologist in my society, in my neighborhood. He told me that 10 kilometers above the earth there is the proper flow of wind, series of that cyclone, revolving. It is a series that is being disturbed because of the emission of green gases in the from the industries and from the vehicles that disturbs those cycles of the wind weather. Okay, and that is why global warming is happening. And फिर ग्लेशियर्स भी पिघल रहे हैं. ओको ओके. फिर हम दरख्त भी काट रहे हैं. We are very much enough to destroy ourselves. We do not need anyone from the outer world. Okay. So this is the end of the lecture. I hope you enjoyed. Then there are some ethics like sexual ethics. Should prostitution be permitted? If you behave like a commodity, the problem with the Western philosophy is that I told you, it behave in a human is behaved like a commodity. If it is, first of all, they say that men and women are equal. In our moral society, we do not say this. We say that women are preferred. But in the Western philosophy, men and women are equal. So now, chalo, go to work. Actually, you are putting her into the harm's way. Okay. अब तुमने क्या है उसको निकाल. ये मैं अपनी philosophy describe कर रहा हूँ. ठीक है. It's not the Western philosophy. Just to give my point of view. अब वो बेचारी जाती है, काम करती है. ठीक है. 30% of the women in the Western world go astray. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you understand what I said? कि वो ये इस फील्ड में चली जाती हैं, ये प्रोस्टिट्यूशन में और ये उधर उधर, दे गो एस्ट्रे. तो क्या होता है फिर उनको मुख्तलिफ बीमारियां होती हैं, फिर उनको एंड देयर लाइफ बिकम, क्योंकि कमाना है जी, कमाना है तो वो कमाना भी तो है, लेकिन एक एक मॉरल वैल्यूज भी तो होनी चाहिए ना किसी सोसाइटी में. सो अ गुड प्रोग्रेसिव सोसाइटी इज दैट वेयर मेरा ख्याल है कि प्रेफरेंस होनी चाहिए. मतलब इन माय पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू, ये बड़ा अजीब सा पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू है, आपको समझ नहीं आएगा, लेकिन मेरे पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू ये है कि औरत को प्रेफरेंस होनी चाहिए. अगर वो काम करती है, शी इज मोस्ट वेलकम टू इट, मजबूरी से नहीं. अगर उसको कोई मजबूरी है, गवर्नमेंट मस्ट हेल्प हर. जैसे कि मेरी सिस्टर है यूके में. ठीक है. अब मैं इन्हीं की वर्ल्ड की, दे आर गुड पीपल एज वेल, दे हैव अ वेरी गुड वेलफेयर सिस्टम. उसकी बेटी जो है वो ब्लड कैंसर है उसको, ना सॉरी, उसको है शुगर, ब्लड शुगर. मेरी जो भांजी है, डू यू नो व्हाट भांजी इज? नीस. नीस. शी हैज ब्लड शुगर. तो वहां पे डॉक्टर्स ने क्या किया? डॉक्टर्स ने नर्स को हायर करने की बजाय उसकी मदर को ही हायर कर लिया. यू टेक केयर ऑफ योर चाइल्ड एंड विल पे यू. दैट्स हाउ सोसाइटीज आर. और आपका भी माशाल्लाह बड़ी अच्छी एक सोसाइटी है. चाइना में प्रोग्रेसिव सोसाइटी है, वेलफेयर सॉर्ट ऑफ सोसाइटी है. हम्म. कोरिया, हाँ सॉरी. सो नो चाइनीज विद अस. यू आर फ्रॉम कोरिया एज वेल. आप एक ही, यू आर फ्रॉम द सेम विसिनिटी ऑफ सेम यूनिवर्सिटी.